Hey guys, and welcome back to From the Depths. So today firstly we are going to just talk about the patch notes, because as you can see there has been a new update, so that's quite cool. And then we're going to, sorry for not uploading for quite a long time. I just didn't know really what to do in From the Depths, just didn't have really any ideas on what to build. So yeah, so now I'm back again. So hello in the designer. So they have added in two really awesome blocks. So one is the boom block. So a customizable explosion block, so well, self-explanatory, quite cool. And also probably the best block is the telescopic piston. So as you can see now they have added in pistons, so that's really cool, because let's say I could just build up around this and I could have maybe a turret inside, so I could just lift this up a bit if there would be an enemy nearby. So you have to go into the piston, then you can just extend it so how much you want. I think these are in meters, so the small one can go up to 6 meters, but you can stack them up on top of each other and they work as turrets. So as you saw there, I have to go onto the actual turret sort of, so then I can add more and more of them, so that's quite cool. So it is quite easy to extend these pistons. You just have to go into controls, get the automated control block, place that down, go into it. Now just do, let's say, for now let's just do activate on spawning, then go down to pistons and do set piston extension to, and then you can just set it to, let's just do that, test, and as you can see it rises, so that's really cool. So you could just put something on top of it and it would rise up with the actual piston, so that's really cool. And now it is time to check out the boom block. So just place it down, so it's quite self-explanatory, just as I said earlier. So press Q on it. Now explosion power, so that's quite cool. So you can put it up to, I think that's 100, wait, no, that's 1,000,000, okay, I'm a bit dumb. Just that's 1,000,000, yeah. And explosion radius, so to 1,000. I'm not sure if that's meters or not. I think that would be probably meters, but let's see what does it do. Okay, so we just magically get teleported into the air. Yeah, makes sense with a boom block. Nothing happens to our character. Yeah, that makes total sense. Let's see what if we change the range. Okay, now we're in the water or somewhere. Yeah, that makes sense as well. Yeah, we're in a magical world of boom blocks. Okay, cool. So I just looked at the map and we were there with the raft, and the raft is on a mountain. Where is it? Okay, so it's probably somewhere inside of a mountain. So yep, now we're in a magical land of magical mountain boom mountains. Yep, boom. Okay, so just as I said earlier, we are going to be building a PID system on this ship. So firstly we definitely need an engine, so fuel engine. Let's place that down here. It doesn't have to really be that big because we're gonna have two of them. So now add on some cylinders onto the crankshafts. So this is all in the fuel engines if you didn't know. So place that all like that. Now then we need some exhaust connected up to these. So like this, because otherwise these would overheat and they wouldn't work that well. So where is that block? Junction pipe. Okay, like this. Corner pipe. Okay, like this. Now we need to connect these side ones up like this. Okay, now we'll have to just connect all of these up, and then we'll have to take the exhaust outside. So now that you have connected it outside like this, so you need the engine exhaust. So it says receiving a boost to cooling due to the clear flow of exhaust out of the vehicle. So that's good. So if you don't have that, just try to take out your exhaust more outside of your vehicle, because when it's inside then it won't give you a boost and it won't really work that well. So it's better to take it outside. So now because it's a fuel engine, we obviously need some fuel. So go into resources, fuel storage. So I'll just use, I don't think we really need that much, so this should be enough. So I'll also put some in the front of the vehicle, so just in case if the back gets destroyed. I'll just put that there. Put the fuel storage here. like that. Okay, that should be good. Now just protect it up a bit more with some wooden blocks. So I don't want to really make this too expensive, so I'm just building this with wooden blocks, so yeah. You also have to remember to add on some of these, where are they? Some of the carburetors onto the engine. So just look at my engine power in the bottom right, so it's at 240. So now when I add more of them, more power comes in, so this should probably be enough, but I might end up adding some more. So also connect these superchargers to these carburetors because they make them a bit more efficient, which is really good. So just connect them up like this. So you have to have the bottom of the superchargers touching the carburetors, so just like this. And now it will just be a bit better, so which is what you want. Okay, so now it is time to add on VAI. So I'm going to protect this with metal blocks so it doesn't get taken out straight away, so like this. So also in this box I'm going to add the PID system, so just put the mainframe here, some 2 card slots, and here I'm going to add on the PID system, so we will need 3, I think 3, so just add on 3. Now let's finish off the AI. So we are going to need the aerial. I think we might change that later because I can't remember which one is good. I think the aerial is better for PID, but definitely the target prioritization and the aim point selection, and also at least one of these wireless transmitters. I'll put on 2 just in case. And as you can hear in the background, this back engine is already turning on. Its temperature is rising, so as you can see it's already turning on because of the aerial AI. So now we will also need to add some of these connectors and these general purpose processing cards so that we can see enemies on our radar. So you may be asking yourself why we need 3 of these PID systems. So it's because one will be roll, so have that there. One will be, where is it, pitch, and the third one, which will be altitude. So set the altitude one to test stimulus 1. So I don't know what altitude, let's just say 20. Actually, let's just have 30 for now, not 300, 30, okay, so that should be good. So these are just the really basic things that you have to do, so you can play around with inside of the PID system with KP gain, TI integral time, or TD derivative time, so you can play with that. So if you want, just tell me in the comment section below. I could just make a tutorial on that, but that'll take quite a long time, so just stay with the normal standard default options, so that should be good. Okay, so now it is time to add on some thrusters, so let's just add on some on the middle of mass, or center of mass, so underneath here, let's go under it, so let's just add 2 here. So remember to keep your vehicle in caps lock, otherwise it will fly away. So okay, let's just have it like that. So it has some on the center of mass. Let's add on some on the back section. So let's just put that there. So I'll extend this a bit down so you can cover these so they don't get destroyed straight away. Now we need some for the sides so that the vehicle can roll, or more like so it can not roll itself over. So let's just add some on the front as well. And yeah, so we might end up adding some more, but this should be enough for now at least. So, like that. Now it is time to change the options on the thrusters. So this is quite a tedious process, but go into the thruster. So as you can see, it says roll reverse right hand side, so that's what RHS means. So the thrusters on the right for rolling, turn them to the roll reverse, and now you have to just do this for every single one on the right hand side, and for the left ones you just have to click on the roll left hand side. So just do that for all of them, for all of the rolling ones at least. You have to remember to change the options on the aerial AI, so angle deviation before turn started, turn up to 0, angle deviation before we roll to turn up to 180, the most extreme roll we aim to facilitate, do that to 0, cruising altitude, just set that to what you set it to. I did it to 30, I think. Let's do that to 30. Copy and paste with Control C to copy and Control V to paste. this, we're not going to really do anything with that, just leave that on the default. You have to remember to change the back thrusters to thruster reverse because they are on the back, so just remember to do it reverse to the front. So just change all of these to thruster reverse. I wish that there was a faster way of doing it, just as this one, spreading to all touching similar components, but that just works for this input select GUI, sadly. So I hope that from the depths developers just add that in, because that would be really, really cool. And I also added in some top ones just so it could work a bit better. So remember to set even the top ones to thruster reverse, like that, and just leave the front ones on the normal thruster. So yeah. So one more change you can make to your PID is the one with the altitude, set the TI integral time to 5, and the other two just set them to 1, so just leave them on a 1. So yeah, so now it should be able to fly, hopefully. Okay then, so let's see if this thing flies. Okay, so as you can see, yep, all is going well. Let's see what altitude it's staying at. So for some reason I set it to, oh okay, it's going down now. So as you can see, it does work well. So if you followed all of the steps, then you should be able to build something like this. So now I'm going to build probably maybe a cannon, a really quick firing advanced cannon here, and maybe I might do something like the Marauder has on the front. I might add a what is it called, the cram cannon on the front. I think that would be quite cool, but that might have a bit too much recoil, so but we'll see. I might add on some torpedoes maybe on the bottom, but I think that would be quite cool. So to make your vehicle be able to turn, you have to go into air, get some jet engines and put them like this, and you have to remember to set the aerial AI to this angle deviation to 0, 180, 0, and then depending on what altitude you want, just put that in there. And these, I don't think you really have to change them, just leave them on a default. So, and remember to put your thrusters like this, so as you can see it's going to turn, so it's correcting itself, so that's quite cool. So now just fill that in, and as you can see it's turning to the way of the Marauder. So, and also you have to remember that the closer your turning thrusters are to the front, the better they will turn. So I just forgot to mention that, so just do it like that, just get rid of these like this, so now it should turn a bit better. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. You have to remember to add on some thrusters like this in a line, just so they keep your altitude, so they are just for altitude, so just remember to add them in. So I forgot to mention that a bit earlier. So a really good thing to add on to make your vehicle much more stable, at least with the pitching, is to add on a dedicated heliblade spinner. So here, so dedicated heliblade spinner, place that down. Now add on some of these dedicated heliblade pole extenders. So let's just make it that, and remember to not mirror, because that will make it not really work that well. So do that like this. So this is probably a bit easier to do than just the PID system. So also turn up the motor drive to 10. So you do this by going onto the main block, which is just a dedicated heliblade spinner. Click Q onto it and just turn that up. So now then we need 2 control blocks on each side. Okay, that should be good. So this one, let's do it with activated if pitch angle is smaller than input. So spin blocks, set rotation speed, so let's do that one to -1, let's do that to +30, and now activate if pitch angle is smaller than input, spin blocks, set rotation speed, and do that to 1, and this one to 30. So this is the finished product. So as you can see, it does, well, hover above the water, which is quite cool. So I have added quite a fast shooting advanced cannon, which is, let's see, 100mm. So that's, I think that is the maximum for fast shooting for advanced cannons. So I have also added on some of these healing things, well, very cool repair bots. I have added onto this some EMP missiles, and also some flares. So I think that it is now finally time to test this thing out in battle against a Prowler, probably. Okay guys, so I'm going to end this here. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed learning something new from this video. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'm going to be using this vehicle in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. So it's going to be quite fun, hopefully, in the next episode using this, because, well, PID systems are quite cool because it can just, well, hover above the sea or the ground, which is really cool. So I'm going to end this here before I crash into the mountain. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. So see ya!